Hello, everyone. It's lovely to speak to you from a very cold and wintry London. Hello, can you see me here? Please, as we've just been mentioning, this is to raise money for Puerto Rico, so please donate. Right, I want to start by talking about why I'm here and what got me to this place. I started my education as an English language teacher in Latin America, working for this amazing language institute called Style Rufinelli de Ortiz English in Paraguay. And her motto of her place is to think and speak in English. And that set me on this train to become very passionate about the importance of thinking and being a teacher of thinking and thinking skills across our schools. The reason I got to this place now is I'm working at a school in West London called Wellington Primary. It's an amazing school, and it is an accredited thinking school by Exeter University. And we work really closely with an organisation called Thinking Matters. And they support the development of independent thinkers in the United Kingdom and across the world. And I've been working really closely, and we've been doing some amazing development programs with them. So the reason I'm giving this talk today is the title's Metacognition, because I'm really concerned about how we prepare our students and how we prepare our young people to survive and how do we educate them to be ready to be these people that are going out into the world and learning and encountering things that we can't even imagine. The other day I was speaking to my class of 7-year-olds and I said, okay, what would you like to do when you leave school, when you grow up? What's your career choices, ideas in your head now? Thinking there'd be doctors and firemen and ideas like that. And one of them said, I want to be a YouTuber. How do we prepare people to be a YouTuber when we didn't even know about it a few years ago? Well, the reason and the way that we do that is we teach our students to think. We are asking them to survive in a world that we can't even imagine that yet, and they need to be able to be problem solvers, they need to be independent thinkers, and they need to be self-regulating in the way that they deal with the world that we can't teach or we can't prepare them for because we don't know what it is. So, metacognition. What is metacognition? Well, the definition of metacognition is to be thinking about thinking. So metacognition means thinking about thinking, but we can split this down into two main areas. And that is one, our knowledge of cognition. I am aware that I'm thinking, and teaching children to become aware that they are thinking. And then the regulation of their cognition. So they become self-regulating, they are choosing, they are selecting the tools, and they are supporting, and they are questioning themselves, am I being the best thinker that I possibly can be? And this is what's going to be developing the whole child and the whole pupils, or all our students, to become accessible to the world of the future. So we have to think, as teachers, what does that mean to us? Well, we have to be prepared to take risks and to change our approach of being a lecturer, the font of all knowledge, to being one, and this is we Thinking Matters refers to this role, and I really like this idea, this approach, is as a cognitive coach. And if we think and we apply this to being like a sports coach, we're standing there at the back, offering encouragement, setting up dynamic situations, making them really want to take part in an activity. And then we're stepping in. We're stepping in to encourage them. We're stepping in to support when they need support, when they need help. And we can offer alternative approaches to solving a problem or to thinking about something, and considering a range of ideas and different tools that they can use to become those thinkers. And it's quite a risk to do this as a teacher. So what sort of tools are we going to be talking about? Well, there are many sorts of tools out there, but I want to look at 3 that I use all the time. De Bono's Thinking Hats offers an approach to thinking where you are really focused on one particular area at a time. You don't get confused. You don't worry about all sorts of other things. You're just thinking about each single area at a time. So for Blue Hat, you're thinking about what's the process? What are the steps I have to do to solve this problem? White Hat, we're looking at the facts, just the facts. Why is this a problem? What's going on here? Our Red Hat, when we put our red hats on, we are emotionally interacting with the problem. We are allowing our emotions to have a voice. Our Green Hat, we are creative. We have a creative response and approach to it all. And our yellow hat is positive ideas, and our black hat is our negative things that might be stopping us to succeed. We're also teaching them about how to use graphical organizers. And here we have an example of thinking frames from Thinking Matters. And they work on the prime examples of way of people to think and to operate. For example, comparing and contrasting, to cause and effect, to organizing their thoughts. So we have in our school a language of thinking when we think, and we use that to explore in preparation for our activities in the class. And then we get to Bloom's taxonomy. Bloom's taxonomy is crucial. It's vital to how we as teachers operate. No matter what we're doing, we have to think about organizing our children to go up the scale, to think of higher order questioning. So it's okay to give them the knowledge and the understanding to start with, but how do we apply that knowledge? How do we break that knowledge down? And how do we create something new with that knowledge and evaluate what we're doing with that knowledge? So those are some examples of some tools. This is a very quick talk, so I'm going to rapidly move on to how we support our classroom. What do we create in our classroom to make an atmosphere, a disposition? How can we get the children behaving correctly to allow for really good, effective metacognition to be taking place in the classroom? And here I look at Costa and Calix, habits of mind. There are 16 ways of approaching a lesson, and they say these are the identifying signs of a really successful lesson. And it's amazing. And when you're planning your lesson, you're thinking, am I including opportunities for all this thing, like working together in a group to solve a problem? My pupils staying persistent and solving a problem? Have I offered an opportunity for awe or wonder in my lesson? Is the thinking really precise and careful? And we have Carol Dweck's fixed and growth mindset. If we've got that attitude going in our class, our students know that they can always learn, and every single student is able to learn and develop. So we live in this world where we're going to create these amazing independent thinkers, these children who are able to adjust and everything like that. So it's of great value. But we work with authorities that want results. They want to see what grades and results we have got from our pupils, because that's easy to evaluate and easy to judge. Well, metacognition helps us to do that. If you look at this slide here, we've got the Education Endowment Fund in the UK says that pupils make an average of 7 months additional academic progress if you're working in a thinking school where there is active metacognition taking place. John Hattie, in his Visible Learning books, puts it on the effect scale of 0.7, which is really high. And we're working with an organization with Exeter University, and there's a research by a Dr. Dave Waters there, who's showing that in English schools, all the thinking schools are operating at a higher academic level. So please, ladies and gentlemen, think about thinking, think about using thinking in your and teaching pupils to think effectively in your lessons. If you want any more information on any of these, the names of the books and all the titles that I've referenced are below in the frame of reference on each page. But contact me and I'm certainly can share some more. But get out there reading and let's make a difference to the future of our children. Okie dokie, good luck.